In your set market, there are certain things that you don't learn unless you learn them yourself, but you can expedite that learning when you are able to be connected with others who've gone through different experiences, trying to do and be in everything. Because if you're trying to be in everything from experience, you won't get very far, because once you start to see some hiccups and some challenges, you'll keep pivoting. And in that pivot, you'll find yourself in the same position. Those are the different conversations that you're able to build in, and then you're able to refine what you're going after. Because real estate is so broad. Make sure that, we're not just taking from people, but we're also giving back to the ecosystem at the same time.
Thanks for joining us on another REI-NWA podcast. This is podcast number 21. I'm your host, Coley Bailey. I'm an executive broker at the Lone Rock team at Fathom Realty. And I'm super excited to have Joe Daniels on with us right now for episode 21. You had a podcast at one point that went to 21 episodes. What was your podcast?
I did. It was called the Build Community Through Love podcast. And so just finding ways to understand and learn how people are influencing and infusing love into their journey of building community.
Fantastic, man. I love that. And that's the name of your real estate company now, right?
That's right. We took the acronym BCTL, slapped on properties, and kept the same vision, kept the same purpose, looking to build community, looking to support community through economic development, real estate development, and looking to actually be a positive change through real estate.
Man, that's fantastic. So we're going to get a little bit into your history, but you have a program coming up that is called Networking to Build Your Super Team. And every investor needs a network. They need a team. And so I am really excited to get into this with you today. And I wanted to introduce your podcast because we're in the top 90% now, bud. This is pretty awesome.
There you go. 21 is hard to reach. So when you get there, you definitely got to celebrate.
Yeah. So the stat is, we were talking about this before we started filming, but 90% of podcasts never reach the 21st episode. And here we are, 21. So thanks for joining us along this ride. And hopefully we're going to have a lot more great content for you in the future. If you've been liking the podcast so far, please leave us a like, a subscribe, leave us some comments below. We really love to interact with you there. And it's nice to get a little feedback. So, but getting into your story, Joe, tell us where you're from, first of all, and then what you do now, both professionally and your investing side of things. And we'll just kind of take it from there.
Sure thing. Yeah, I'm from Silver Spring, Maryland. It's a suburb outside of Washington, D.C. How did I get to Northwest Arkansas? That's always the question I get. So I went to undergrad at North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina. And from there was recruited to come to the University of Arkansas to pursue a PhD in civil engineering. So that brought me to Northwest Arkansas back in 2013. And so 5 years after that, I earned my PhD in civil engineering. And kind of in the tail end of my program, I got hooked into real estate investing through some programs, through some, deep rooted yearning for how I can take internship savings and turn it into something I can invest in. And so that's what piqued my curiosity, and that's what got me into real estate.
All right. And so what's your day to day right now?
So day to day, I get to do the entire real estate investing journey with my wife. She is my business partner. So always excited to be kind of in this space with her. She's a great sounding board. We have two lovely daughters, the ages 3 and almost 7 months. So I work for the largest retailer here in Northwest Arkansas. So that's my primary go after. This is our side hustle, I guess you could say. And so, we have units here all up and down Northwest Arkansas where we rent. And then we are also looking for opportunities to flip properties as well. So day to day, we're evaluating deals, like once we get home, but also looking to network and find people who can support our journey so we can meet our goals.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. So we're going to get into building that network and building your real estate team that can support you on your investing journey right after this word from our sponsor. Are you struggling with real estate code compliance? Let Ordinal, your AI navigator, simplify it for you. Receive clear answers to your nuanced compliance questions in seconds with citations included. Currently, the Ordinal beta version specializes in the Northwest Arkansas cities of Bentonville, Fayetteville, Springdale, and Rogers. Join the beta version now and get your first month free using the promo code REI. After that, it's just $12 a month. Visit breakground.ai/ordinal or click the link in the description below. Start incorporating AI into your real estate workflows today with Ordinal. All right, so give us a little taste of the talk that you're going to be giving here at our upcoming Rookie Nook, this networking to build your super team. What are some of the main points that you want to go over in that talk?
I'm not coming up with anything brand new in terms of what I'm saying. I think it's mainly a reiteration of, all the things that I've been taught, coming up through Rookie Nook, meeting with different people in the area. This is a people business. Yes, the physical properties are a byproduct of what you're actually looking to do, but it really is a people business from the standpoint of, having to understand finances, being able to work with realtors, understanding how to go and secure funding from banks, from private lenders, being around other investors, just to understand what the investment, nature and market is doing. And so really just kind of laying out, very simple things that can be done to really begin to kind of harness, what team you would need just to start. I think a lot of times when we're trying to get started, we a phrase that I've heard a lot often is we try to boil the ocean, as opposed to just scooping up a cup and consuming one glass at a time. And so I think, just trying to take some of the small incremental steps to get where you need to go is very important. So I think we'll begin kind of talking about that and then talking about some actual tangible steps that can be taken from our session that will be in February, so folks can leave, energized with some action items to take with them.
Yeah, fantastic, man. And that's one of the beauties of REI, and whether it's REI-NWA here in Northwest Arkansas or it's anywhere, getting in the same room with other professionals that have, they have their own specialties and they have their own experiences that you don't have. And you're going to have some ideas and some information that they don't have, and being able to, bounce those back and forth and get to meet each other. It's a really powerful concept, and we see it all over the country. And it's not quite the same in other types of investing, right? So I don't know. I mean, are there stock meetup groups? Are there, maybe there are, but I haven't really heard of that. But real estate is such a people business that it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? Because if you don't know it, they know it probably, and then you also don't want to specialize in everything, right? You can't.
It's so heavily resource driven, right?
Yeah.
Where like you're saying, there's certain specialized occupations that you need to rely on, but there's also the stories and the learnings that you get from those stories. Right? You can listen to all the podcasts you want to, you can listen to all of the YouTube videos of, or you can go and, buy a lot, of expensive classes. But, in your set market, there are certain things that you don't learn unless you learn them yourself, but you can expedite that learning when you are able to be connected with others who've gone through different experiences. Yeah. Why shouldn't you be in a certain area? Well, because maybe the building codes in that area may not be as supportive of what a lot of people are looking to do to modernize homes, right? Those are the different conversations that you're able to build in, and then you're able to refine what you're going after, because real estate is so broad, right? There's so many topics, even as me and my wife were getting into real estate, there's so many different avenues you can go down. And so being able to talk to people and understand what your capabilities and interests are, you can really hone in and save yourself some time to focus on what exactly you want to do within real estate, as opposed to trying to do and be in everything. Because if you're trying to be in everything, from experience, you won't get very far, because once you start to see some hiccups and some challenges, you'll keep pivoting. And in that pivot, you'll find yourself in the same position that you were when you started. So,
yeah, and it's always good to find others that have strengths and weaknesses that complement your own, and whether that's, having a civil engineer who you can bounce ideas off of and say, hey, I'd love to develop something. What do you think about this municipality or this area? And they're going to tell you things that they know that you had no idea about.
That's right.
Like, code requirements and, different intricacies that they specialize in. And so as you build that team, and that goes for everything, the accountants, the attorneys, the agents and the brokers, right? The builders, like every one of those specialties has specialized knowledge. And so that's why you want to get in the same room and get to know those people. And then, of course, go grab coffee, go grab a lunch, one-on-one, have those communications where you can talk about what are your goals? How can I help you get to where you want to go? And then, you build those together. So that's great. Well, this is a great topic, man. I think there's going to be a lot to learn. I think you said you're going to talk a little bit about some networking skills to help qualify, make sure you're getting the right people on your team, things like that. I don't want to give away too much information, just here, but I think this is going to be a great topic.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in terms of engaging with people anyway, right? Like it's fun to be able to see what is all happening, especially in our market, right? Like we are in a market that is has already, begun to boom, but in ways that are still inclusive for so many. And so we just have to really just come in and learn and be available to also help, right? I think the one part of networking that I think some of us fail and or some of us can continue to learn from, I know myself included, is we'll get into these spaces where we feel like we have to network because we want something from somebody, as opposed to getting into network to be able to offer something, right? And I know a lot of people want their next deal, right? Like that's always a lot of people's appetite. I want my next deal. I want my next deal. But sometimes, you're able to really get in and just understand and learn and meet friends, meet colleagues, meet people that you can go and grab a drink with. You can go and have your kids socialize with, right? Like there's so many great just people bonding opportunities over real estate, over learning, right? And so I think there's just some nuggets and stuff that we'll go through. But, I'm also looking to learn from this session, right? Like I don't come in this session looking to teach. I come in this session looking to facilitate and also walk away with some good nuggets on my own. But I think, we're in a good space with this group to be able to, foster those conversations and make sure that, we're not just taking from people, but we're also giving back to the ecosystem at the same time.
Well, fantastic, man. Let me go ahead and let everybody know this is going to be February 22nd at the Whole Hog Cafe in Fayetteville. It is our Rookie Nook event for the month of February. It's always going to start at 5:30. Doors will open at 5:30 and get signed in around 6. We'll introduce each other, start the networking session, and usually it's around 6:30 or so when the speaker really gets into the meat of the presentation. And so it's always a good time. It's $20 at the door or $0 if you are an REI-NWA member. By the way, I think it's probably time I mention this. You don't even have to be in Northwest Arkansas to be a member of REI-NWA. You can actually join if you're loving the podcast and you like the speakers that we've had on the podcast. You can actually join REI-NWA from anywhere. And we actually have a back-end YouTube channel that you'll get access to where we've actually recorded all of these presentations. And you can go back and see years worth of presentations in the archive. So you can actually see these presentations online as well. You just have to be a member to get there. So you can always go to REI REI-NWA.com and sign up there to become a member. Other than that, man, thanks for being on the show, Joe. This was great.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is awesome. Well, thanks for joining us on this one, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one.